bombed Iran today, and since then we know a lot of things. Number one, it was really a complete failure, and here's everything you need to know about the US bombing a foreign country for no reason. Off the bat, as seen right here, the Fordo nuclear facility, the entrance and exits were only hit. The bunker buster did not penetrate the mountains, and the Iranians actually fortified this with soil rocks beforehand. And to make it even worse, even if these bunker busting bombs got through, which they didn't, Iran evacuated all of their uranium days beforehand, as seen in this photo right here. And to back all of this up, by the way, these are satellite images, so if you disagree or disagreeing with what's actually happening on planet Earth right now, the Iranians came out before these satellite images came out and predicted all of this from happening. They said, guys, we went ahead and moved all the uranium, which is proven today. They said we're going to stockpile the entrance and exits of these tunnels with a bunch of rocks, with a bunch of earth soil so that they cannot penetrate, and we learned today that's also true. Even though the strikes hit their target, they did not produce the impact that the United States wanted. This was also confirmed by President Putin of the Russian Federation, saying that these strikes did not damage the nuclear facilities underground at all. And make sure to follow me for the newest updates and the...
Israel illegally and criminally attacked Iran this weekend. Illegally, because you can't just attack another country. I know Israel's in the habit of doing it, but it's still illegal. Criminal, because a lot of civilians, including children, were killed, and nuclear power plants were deliberately targeted, creating this way the risk of a nuclear catastrophe with mass civilian victims. Now this is terrible, and so I was saying, like we did when Russia attacked Ukraine, the European Union will condemn this. But what do I see? No. Ursula von der Leyen even insists on the right of Israel to defend itself. But to defend itself what? They're the ones attacking. They're the ones having the nukes. Right. They're the ones threatening to
we are in a procedural point.
No, okay, I agree, but come on. To transform Tehran into Gaza.
Okay.
So we need a vote on this. We cannot just not condemn this and keep on supporting criminal actions that are against international law and against human rights. Thank you.
The illusion of America is finally breaking. The internet has made it impossible for America to spin their crap like they used to be able to. See, America used to be able to back genocides and dictators and things like that and kind of get away with it because the only media anybody got was, you know, CNN and MSNBC and bullshit like that. But now, the entire world has watched America back Israel committing a genocide. The entire world has watched this. The entire world just watched America help Israel bomb Iran for no reason. There is no legal reason for a preemptive strike in international law. You can't do that. You can't bomb somebody because you're afraid they might bomb you, especially when there's no evidence that they were going to bomb you. So the illusion that America is these good guys, we're these freedom fighters who always do the best of the world, is finally shattered, and nobody believes it. Even most Americans don't believe it anymore. This is probably good for the world, but it's bad for America.
Iran is presently the hero of the vast majority of people in the world.
Oh, rubbish.
And it's
absolute
the fact
rubbish.
That you can't see
what a
that.
load of absolute
Piers,
nonsense.
Take your eyes off the posterior
absolute
of the
nonsense.
tiny part of the
nonsense.
world, which is the Western world.
You think that
Africa
currently
is with
most
Iran.
of the world, you think
Latin
the rest of the world
America is with Iran.
You think the rest of the world
China is with Iran.
Yeah,
Russia is with Iran.
Russia,
All the
China,
Arabs are with Iran.
Russia, China,
Take
any
your
other
nose out of the
North Korea,
of the tiny number of people that you think are the world. They're not the world. The world is 8 billion people.
Right.
You're speaking for the little clique that leads a tiny fraction of fewer than 1 billion of the people of the world.
So just to be clear,
you cannot see beyond the end of your nose.
As I suggested then, you want to put up as a defence for Iran that they're supported by China, Russia, did you mention North Korea?
That's a lot of people, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. But are they the kind of people, in terms of their own regimes, that we should be taking as good supporters of these benevolent people in Tehran?
You're living under Keir Starmer's regime, for God's sake. You're going to blame the British for Keir Starmer? The French are living under little Macron. When did you get the right to decide that 7/8 of the world's population cannot be considered valid because you, Piers Morgan, don't like their regimes.
This is Trump on Sky Fox News when he was meeting people in the Royal Court. It's this next gentleman that comes up. Now, they've cut this at the point where they have this little discussion, but he's holding Trump's hands and saying something to him like, listen, we got you. Yeah, we got you, brother. Yeah, we got you. There's nothing you could do. We got it all. Got all the evidence we need on you. I'm afraid, you know, you're done. You're going to listen to us. You're going to do as you're told. You don't believe me? Well, you know, I've got the evidence right here. Just, you know, right in front of the press right now. Want me to show him this? Right now, imagine, you know, yeah, take a look. He's laughing. Here's the pictures. Look, they're all pictures. You can see the photographs. Look, let's show this. Look, and watch them. And that's it. Cut. Right. We can find that for you, folks. So, I found the full clip for you. Here it is. Now, watch this. See the picture there? Full photos. Watch. Folds it up. Yeah. And you ain't getting that back, mate. That's getting in my top pocket. Yeah. That's all right. We got more. They're all just copies. Yeah, they're all laughing. I told you. Look, that's him. Is that not him? Yeah, that's him. Yeah. He thinks he's funny. Trump's saying, you think this is funny in front of the press to show me this? And to be honest with you, look at that there. It's photoshopped. Anyone could Photoshop that in 5 minutes, a piece of piss. That's what he's saying. It's not me. That's what I wash it off as. But to me, this is very, very suspect how they did this. Look at the photos, folks. They're photos. What are they photos of? And who is that guy? Let me know in the comments.
Has anyone else noticed that in spite of the fact that Iranian missiles are still hitting Tel Aviv and causing pretty major destruction, I mean, look at this photo from this morning, we are not hearing much information about this, and in many ways this is hardly surprising. The initial reaction to Iran's retaliation to Israel's assault on them was pretty damning for Israel. Most people were showing absolutely no sympathy for Israel and were openly celebrating Iran's attacks, and so the Israeli government went out to ensure that people were not posting videos of the destruction, failed missile interceptions, or impacts as a whole. But there is also a very important reason that this is not being shown, and this is because the first few days showed Israel clearly hides military infrastructure within the vicinity of civilians. They have continually, baselessly claimed that in Gaza it is okay to violate international law over and over again because Hamas are evil and use Palestinians as human shields, and that's why people get killed. But when it comes to Israel, it was increasingly clear, as many people have known, that Israel hides military infrastructure near civilians. This was noted by a senior journalist, Ori Goldberg, just a few days ago. And Israel has a history of this. In 2008, Jonathan Cook published this article about Hezbollah's attacks on Israel. And what he said is that the military censor prevents publication of a considerable amount of things. But what was clear is that Israel's practices were endangering civilians because they were planting military infrastructure near them, using them as human shields. And these are the reasons that you have stopped seeing images of these attacks, because Israel was losing control of the narrative. It was showing that all the things they had claimed about Palestinians were actually true of themselves.